Hello and welcome to the interview. The battle for the Élysée is raging on the field and online as candidates are tweeting and Facebooking their cyber supporters. Can social network be weapon of mass election? And why have French contenders Nicolas Sarkozy and François Hollande fallen in love so suddenly with the digital economy? That's one of the many questions we're going to ask our guest today, Guillaume Ledy. Guillaume, thanks for being with us. You're a reporter for the online website ovni.eu, ovni.fr also, and co-author of the ebook Partis en ligne, Online Parties, which brings us in the backstage of the Majority Party and Socialist Party digital strategy. There's a recent article from the French news magazine L'Express that assumes that Facebook has helped President Sarkozy to pimp his online profile, so-called timeline now of Facebook. And Twitter appears to have made some cleaning for the president and the majority candidates, suppressing some spoof account. That's so surprising that online tools are so great at storytelling.
The thing is that for Facebook, for example, Nicolas Sarkozy's timeline has been a great deal of work. It was a really nice timeline, you know, like the very a kind of storytelling that you wanted to see from a president like Obama. So the kind of polemic that has started in France with this Express article was based on the relationships, the supposed relationships between Nicolas Sarkozy's team and Facebook France. The fact is that there has been some relationship and some work on the Nicolas Sarkozy's timeline before timeline has been released for for
regular users,
like you and me. That shows the real proximity between Nicolas Sarkozy and Facebook. And the other story
about Twitter
and spoof accounts, it's just like it's still happening right now because some of these accounts had Nicolas Sarkozy in the name of the account. So this is for the
Majority Party?
Yeah, for the Majority Party, it has been really easy to, I think, call Twitter and say, okay, these accounts are not good for us. Just suppress them.
Is that so natural for French contenders such as Nicolas Sarkozy and François Hollande to campaign online?
It is. It has been since internet became a mass communication tool. The democratization of this tool is really important for them because they have to be where people are actually. So people are more and more online. They are more and more on the social media. So they have to be there, and actually they are there in a very, very strong way.
The major difference between this campaign, this 2012 campaign in France, and the previous one from 5 years ago, that now online teams seems to be integrated to regular campaigns. What are their means in terms of budget, in terms of team staff?
It's like it's for both major parties, for the Socialist Party and the Majority Party. It's something like 10% of the whole budget of the campaign.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's something between 2 and 3 million euros. The number can change because, but the teams are really really strong. For the Socialist Party, we know that there are 30 people working full time on the online strategy. For the president and the Majority Party, the team is still it's still building because
in the making.
In the making because there has been the team for the Majority Party. It's like 20 people, and now there is a little team surrounding the president with, for example, Nicolas, who has been Nicolas Sarkozy counselor on the digital aspect
at the Élysée.
Yeah, at the Élysée, and now he's running the digital campaign as well.
Does that mean that we are full-time voters and supporters too?
It's a good question. I think, yeah, it might be.
Joe Trippi, the online strategist, he was the former campaign director of in 2004 for the Democratic Contender, usually advises campaigns to build their own army of Davids, not to be the Goliaths online. What kind of differences, major differences, do you see between French and American campaigns online?
There has been major differences in 2007 in France and the Obama campaign. For a long time, the Obama campaign was like the holy grail for communication teams. Either in the majority party or in the Socialist Party. The people went there, met Obama councillors on the digital campaign. Now, in the Sarkozy's campaign online, it's much more structured and organized. There is a hierarchy, a strong hierarchy, and people are not doing what they want. Whereas in the Socialist Party, they are actually working with former Obama's councillor, and they are really, I think, quite copy-pasting what Obama did with the grassroots movement and the use of internet as a tool to enhance people's power on the ground.
It's more like a grassroots campaign, like the Obama campaign, what he did back in 4 years ago.
It should be. They started that 90 days before the first round, so it would be, I think they have not so much time to do that, but it's what they tell me is that it's kind of working, so we'll see.
There's something that hasn't started 19 days ago. It's Nicolas Sarkozy who tried to improve his digital record over the past months. He actually invited Silicon Valley giants to Paris during the EG8. It was back in May, and he inaugurated Google's brand new Google Plex or campus with Eric Schmidt, who is Google's CEO. What does that mean, this sudden love for digital economy for Nicolas Sarkozy?
Actually, Eric Schmidt was kind of Nicolas Sarkozy's best pal. They were joking together on this stage. It was quite strange because we're not used to that in France. You know, people from the digital sector are young entrepreneurs and everything, but they're still a little bit French in their way of doing things. So seeing the president of the French Republic joking with the CEO of Google was quite strange for them, and actually for us as journalists as well.
But there is some kind of strategy behind.
There is. The digital sector, Nicolas Sarkozy understood that it could make money, it could bring growth to the French economy, and he has been surrounded by some people that are really
aware of what's going on with the digital economy, the news economy.
Yeah, and he listens to them because he likes people who got creativity and tries to, you know, people that are not from the big French schools and everything. He's kind of he understood that, but is really not a user of digital tools and this kind of technology. So it's just a matter of power, of money, and of trying to regulate this to bring growth to the French economy.
And regulation is also a strong word when it comes to Nicolas Sarkozy. Anti-piracy laws are still a problem for many voters here in France and also in the US. I'm thinking about Hadopi here, the law that was passed in France by Nicolas Sarkozy, and SOPA and PIPA, those law projects in the US. Sarkozy would like to extend the Hadopi law to illegal streaming, and François Hollande, if elected, would like to repeal it. Is there really where the battleground stands?
Yeah, the battleground is, as you said, international right now with the mega upload shut down by the FBI. It's not really useful to have Hadopi on streaming. You know, know that we realize that the FBI can shut down a whole platform like Mega Upload. Still, the battleground is really between the cultural industries and the digital sector. It's playing in France on a little scale. It's playing in the United States on a large scale, because when you see the Hollywood lobbies against Google, Yahoo, and everybody,
Facebook, every single Silicon Valley giant.
So it's on a larger scale, but we've got our own little debate in France, and it's still playing on this fight between cultural industries and what's going on with intellectual property in the digital era. That's the big question that will set up, I think, a lot of digital policies in the future.
To sum it up, is there one candidate that has drawn your attention on the French online campaign field?
It's very strange because Marine Le Pen, Jean-Marie Le Pen's daughter, is really strong on the digital freedom aspect. On ACTA, the anti-counterfeiting trade agreement, she released a lot of press releases, a lot of videos on the web saying that we need to fight these laws and we need to protect freedom on the internet. It's very strange for an extreme right-wing candidate. On the communication side, Jean-Luc Mélenchon, the runner for the
Front de Gauche.
The Front de Gauche, the real.
They're really at the left, actually, of the spectrum here in France.
He's got a real clever campaign because he made a little TV show on his campaign. He's also got a lot of tools, you know, to also make a grassroots movement, and it's actually working very well.
Thank you, Guillaume Lodi, for bringing us with you to this backstage for online campaigns. We can find your book, actually, Parti en ligne, online parties on Amazon.com and on ovni.eu. Thanks for being with us. Stay with us. More news to come here on France 24.